Hey, good afternoon and welcome to The Rundown. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and here are some of your top stories for today, the 15th of December. Joe Biden wins the Electoral College vote to cement victory and rebuke President Donald Trump. And in other news, Attorney General William Barr resigns effective December 23rd. Also, Black female lawmaker who isn't caving in after death threats, losing committee assignments as well. And Donald Trump has hidden evidence of his crimes for years, but Joe Biden could expose it. The new administration should open the books and expose the Trump administration's misdeeds. Or should it? The biggest snowstorm in years targets the Northeast. In Arizona, ER doctor who was fired for tweeting about the COVID-19 is set to go back to work this week, but he says that healthcare workers still need more protection. And Pornhub has removed all unverified content following reports of exploitation. Let's get to the news. Joe Biden officially clinched the presidency after the Electoral College confirmed his victory on Monday. The 55 votes from California's electors put Biden over the 270 needed to win. Electors in all of the 50 states and the District of Columbia cast their ballots for president and vice president in a time-honored constitutional ceremony that took on new importance after Trump insisted without evidence that the election was rigged. Congress will officially count the electoral votes on January 6th, but many Republicans haven't publicly acknowledged Biden's certified victory and the court's rulings rejecting challenges Donald Trump has laid before the court. Attorney General William Barr is the head of the Justice Department and will leave office before Christmas, President Donald Trump tweeted on Monday. The widely anticipated announcement of Barr's departure came just moments after President-elect Joe Biden's victory over Trump was formalized by the Electoral College. The shakeup in the twilight of Trump's tenure in the White House also follows weeks of public clashings between Barr and the president. The Deputy Attorney General, Jeff Rosen, will serve as acting Attorney General following Barr's departure. Michigan State Representative Cynthia Johnson knows why she's been inundated with death threats after she confronted Trump's lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, during a December 2nd Michigan State oversight hearing over the 2020 election. Immediately after the hearing, hate messages and death threats followed. It was at that point that she posted a Facebook video defending herself. When she started posting the racist voicemail she received from callers, but chopped up versions of her video started circulating and conservative outlets began misconstruing her words. A colleague of hers called the next day, telling her that different versions of the video had gone viral. The threats had gotten so bad that local and state and federal agencies are investigating the threat, Johnson said. Law enforcement is patrolling Johnson's Detroit home daily. While all this is happening, Republican leaderships have stripped her of her committee duties and launched an investigation into her videos. Johnson has gotten support from the Michigan Legislative Black Caucus, which is calling for Michigan Republicans to apologize to her and to reinstate her to her committee assignments. She added that the prominent state Democrats have called to support her, including Michigan's governor, the Secretary of State of Michigan, and the Lieutenant Governor, and other representatives. Black women have made strides in national office, with at least 26 black women winning their congressional races this year. At the state level, however, they only make up just 317 of the 7,382 lawmakers nationally. President Donald Trump will be leaving office on January 20th under the biggest cloud of corruption and scandal of any president since 1974, when Richard Nixon waved dual victory signs after resigning in disgrace. If President-elect Joe Biden was inclined to prosecute Trump, his only dilemma would be where to start. Trump's own Department of Justice refused to indict him for alleged crimes, cover-ups related to hush money payments to his extramarital lovers, and for obstruction of justice, alleged in the Russia investigation. He faces multiple state-level crime inquiries stemming from his personal business practices, civil suits related to his alleged sexual assaults, and his 2017 inauguration. Biden is reportedly wavering on launching investigations into his predecessor and has made it clear he won't tell federal law enforcement what to do. Trump's potential crimes have already been outlined by prosecutors or special counsel, like in Robert Mueller's report, or the indictment that sent Michael Cohen to prison for paying hush money to a porn star by the name of Stormy Daniels. Not every crime or improper act had been recorded. Biden's administration can create a more open government while also exposing the misdeeds of his predecessor as a coalition of transparency and watchdog groups under the banner of Accountability 2021. These reports contained recommendations that Biden could adapt immediately upon taking office. His administration could, for example, use an executive order to re-establishing a presumptive of openness for the Freedom of Information Act, requiring and eliminating the political review that the Trump administration required for such requests. No administration had a great record of filing the FOIA request, but the Trump administration was significantly worse than previous ones, with records set for the extent of the secrecy and the number of documents withheld from the public. This new administration could also target classified documents for review on whether they had been properly filed as classified. Trump's impeachment revealed that the White House routinely placed calls he had with other heads of state on classified servers for no other reason than to avoid the presidential embarrassment. When Barack Obama took office, he faced massive pressure to investigate the illegal torture regime set in place by George W. Bush's administration as part of its global war on terror. Attorney General Eric Holder appointed John Durham as a special counsel to investigate the CIA for authorizing and carrying out Bush's torture policy. Durham ultimately did not issue any indictments. Durham now serves as a special counsel appointed by Barr to investigate whether the FBI engaged in any wrongdoing during the Obama administration. And be sure to join Jay Wilson, Rebel Sun, The Official Kingpin, Conscious TV, and Captivating Christian this and every Thursday at 6:45 Central Standard Time, 7:45 Eastern Standard Time for the Gentleman's Panel, where we are not afraid to go there and discuss an array of topics. See you there. It's been more than 5 years since New York City has had more than a foot of snow in a snowstorm. When Central Park recorded its biggest snowstorm on record with 27.5 inches, that was January of 2016. However, that streak may have come to an end by the middle of this week, with New York, the metro area, and or near the bullseye of more than a foot of snow. For cities like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York, a major nor'easter seems long overdue. That's because many of these cities saw a historic low amount of snow last winter. The Big Apple only measured about 4.8 inches last season, its fourth least snowiest season on record. The least amount of snow ever recorded in New York City came in 1972 and 73 season, when the city only saw 2.8 inches. On Sunday, a parent storm, which will eventually become a nor'easter, was still 3,000 miles away from the northeast, about to slam into the Pacific Northwest with heavy mountain snow in Washington State and Oregon. Before it reaches the East Coast, it will traverse the entire U.S., driving southward towards the Rockies, dumping heavy snow in the mountains. On Tuesday, having been robbed of moisture by the Rockies, the storm will begin only a light coating of snow to the south or southern plains around Oklahoma. But by Wednesday, the storm will start to crank up again thanks to the shot in the arm of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. As the Gulf moisture meets the cold air sitting and waiting in Kentucky, the snow will start to fall and increase intensely and cover early Wednesday morning as it moves over the Appalachians. Once the storm jumps to the mountains, the Atlantic Ocean moisture will get infused into the system, and heavy snow will break out into the northern Virginia, Maryland, and Pennsylvania on Wednesday afternoon and reach Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and New York City by early mid-afternoon. Snow will fall on the northwest of the I-95 corridor. In the nation's capital, it appears that precipitation will fall as a mixed bag of snow, sleet, and rain. In Philadelphia, it should be mainly snow and sleet from New York City to Boston and points northwest. The heaviest snowfall rates will start late Wednesday into Thursday morning, with 2 inches per hour piling up in certain spots. Hey, this is Captivating Christian here to remind you to tune in to Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Politics and Wellness every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Dr. Cleavon Gilman, an emergency medicine doctor in Arizona and also an Iraq war veteran, said that he was fired from his position at a regional medical center just last month after his tweet about the COVID-19 pandemic. He told Business Insider that doctors everywhere were afraid to speak out about their experiences during the pandemic for fear of retribution, that healthcare workers generally needed more protection. Representatives for Gilman said on Sunday night that he received an outpouring of support after the news of his firing broke. They also said that if all goes planned, he'll be back to work in the ER this week. He worked in New York City during the initial COVID-19 surge last spring and moved to Yuma in the summer to work at the only hospital in the area. He said that after he was dismissed, he never heard directly from anyone at the hospital about the decision. The Yuma Regional Medical Center did not respond to the Business Insider for comment. Gilman says that his tweets were not about the hospital, but about the COVID-19 surge in Arizona and what he described as a warlike experience of frontline workers during the pandemic. The adult video giant Pornhub this week announced that it had taken the unprecedented steps of removing millions of users' uploaded videos. The move, which the Canada-born site called the most comprehensive safeguards in user-generated platform history, arrived in a wake of the New York Times opinion piece that stated the site was infested with rape videos. Pornhub announced last week that it would be limiting uploads to only verified users. The service has suspended all videos for the sites not uploaded by existing partners or members of its modeled program. Suspended content will be subject to review by Pornhub early next year. Major credit card companies ultimately followed suit. Last week, Discover announced that it would be cutting ties with the service following similar moves by MasterCard and Visa. That added incentive, no doubt, to further pressure Pornhub to take even more aggressive action than already announced. In a statement, Pornhub said it is clear that Pornhub is being targeted not because of our policies and how we compare to our peers, but because we are an adult content platform. The service rights. These are the same forces that have spent 50 years demonizing Playboy, the National Endowment of the Arts, sex education, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, and even the American Library Association. And today, it just happens to be Pornhub. And once again, thank you for watching CCN Midday News. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also hit that notification button so you will never miss another news update. Have a great day. Peace.